Hey, what's up everybody? It's your host, missedconnection. Wondering how y'all are doing tonight. So, let's just start off with my favorite thing, a misconnection. Here we go.
Kiwi on my LA exit bus, LX, Los Angeles, California, posted July 31st. You're a man from New Zealand. Tall black t-shirt traveling with two older adults I mistakenly assumed were your parents. We didn't say more than a few words or exchange a few smiles, then a wave goodbye before I got in my Uber. I was the gal in the black cowboy hat and braids. It felt like a missed connection. I'm writing this in my Uber on the 405. Do you even know what missed connections are? Does New Zealand have Craigslist?
All right, as you can see, this was posted on Craigslist. So, to the beautiful woman that's out there, that was written very, very well. I have very few questions regarding it. So I'm going to just turn around and we're just going to get right down to the next one. And the next one is, are you the asshole? Turn around and let's give it a listen.
Am I the a-hole for cutting off my sister after she didn't uphold her side of a deal? I am female who's 18 years old and I made an agreement with my older sister, she's 23 and female, earlier this year. She told me that if I put everything I had into my exams, as in truly gave it my best and worked hard, then she would help me financially with a big chunk of my university fees. It wasn't a random promise either. She knew how stressed I was and offered it as motivation. I took it seriously and held on to it like a lifeline. So I threw myself into studying. I skipped meals, lost sleep, took extra tutoring sessions, and basically cut out everything else in my life just to focus. The whole time, I kept telling myself that it would all be worth it because she had my back. After my exams, I found it weird that she didn't bring it up at all. She never asked how they went or talked about anything financial. I didn't want to seem ungrateful or pressure her, so I waited. Months passed. Then just recently, I asked her about it. She told me that she wasn't going to help anymore. And not only that, but she had already decided this back in June while I was still doing my exams. She didn't tell me because she didn't want me to lose my motivation. I feel absolutely crushed. I trusted her completely. I did all of this partly for myself, but a huge part of me pushed through because I believed she'd be there at the end of it. She let me believe in something that wasn't real and then pulled the rug out from under me. Now I don't even want to talk to her. I'm too hurt. I don't want to be around my family either because they think I'm overreacting and that I should just move on. But university is insanely expensive and I genuinely don't know if I'll be able to go now. So Ada for not wanting anything to do with her after this?
Alright, as you can see, this was posted on Reddit. So, let's talk about this for a minute here. Are you the a-hole? I understand. You're hurt. We've all been there. But she's family. She got you through it. She got you over the hump. Made you a better person. I bet you passed with flying colors and that you're amazing. So let's not turn around and, be angry with her for that. Now, if you want to turn around and be angry with her because she broke a promise, I don't know what her fees are, your fees are, and what her financial status is. But cut her some slack. Now, you put on your big girl panties, turn around, strap up those high heel boots, lace them up, and get to work. This is life, kid. Get out there, do what you gotta do, and if you want to go to university, you'll go to university. Anything you want to do, you are the only one who can make it happen. Now, on that note, let's turn around and make this a little lighthearted again and go to another misconnection. Washington State, this one's for you.
Target on July 27th, Olympia, Washington. Posted August 1st. This is out of my comfort zone, but here I go. I was shopping solo at Target near the mall on 727. I was on the phone browsing nail polish and FaceTiming a friend showing potential colors for my toes. When I wrapped up my call, you approached me and made a joke about the names of colors I was reading off. I'm socially awkward and still not sure if you were being nice and making conversation or if you tried to ask me out. If by chance you do happen to see this, what I should have said at the time is, no, I've never gone on a pedicure date, but that sounds fun and I'm down. If you think this is you being the 40s, tallish, dark hair man, what was the name of the color you thought was so funny?
Now that one was cute. This one I really, really enjoyed. Again, there's very little detail that needs to get in this, so I can't criticize for anything, and I don't know. I think you're fine, and I hope that we find him. So, Washington State, Olympia area, Target, does this sound like anybody you know? Sound like anybody that you could possibly know that goes shopping there? Let's share this with them. All right, now we're gonna move along here and do the advice.
I am 23-year-old female, and my boyfriend, 26-year-old male, broke up with me because he realized he can't manage life while being in a relationship. My boyfriend, 26-MRO, is a lawyer by profession. He doesn't specifically enjoy law and is only continuing it as it pays his bills. He's moved out of his hometown to this city, where I reside and where we met, to pursue his dream a year back. Within 1 month of his shifting, we met and hit it off and started going out. He also told me he's at the age where he cannot afford a fling and is only looking for something meaningful. I was elated, and it was a couple of good months. He's a very private person who doesn't reveal about his stresses, problems, and wish to deal with them in his own way. He doesn't even like being interfered or told what should be done. I made my peace with it, reluctantly. From where he's coming, he feels I can only listen, and even if I help him, that wouldn't make him feel the best, as it's his problem, and so he should resolve it. He's been very kind, loving, genuine, but I can see him struggling through some days, and I can only watch from afar without being able to do much. Recently, the company he worked for told him they'd all have to give an exam to keep continuing, and there are a couple of other stressors that I'm oblivious to. He just told me 2 days back that he can't afford a relationship amidst all of the mess he's dealing with, and that we should break up. We did try being on a break for a whole some time back, and while it was tough on me, I still went ahead because I love him so much, and he really is such a good guy. But now he's insistent on breakup. I did suggest we take a break or time off while he's juggling with his stuff, but he says he'll feel guilty of making me wait. And what if it takes him more than a couple of months to be successful, better? He wants me to move on and live happily without him. I am devastated and I don't know what to do.
All right, darling, here's what I'm gonna say. When somebody tells you something, it usually means it's the truth. So that means it's time for you to move on. And I'm sorry, yes, I know you love and care for him, but there's that saying, if you love him, set him free. If he comes back to you, then it's meant to be. So I would go on with your life and start looking at other possibilities out there for you. I'm sure that you are a wonderful, wonderful person, but when somebody tells you something like this, it really does mean that it's time to move on. So I'm sorry to say that's my advice. My advice is break up. And yeah, so talking about moving on, let's move on to another misconnection. We're going to the suburbs of Atlanta, Georgia for this one.
Gorgeous blonde. At end of bar at Tabernacle Wed. Night Atlanta, Georgia, suburb. Posted August 1st, 2025. You asked if you could order a drink from the end of the bar where I was standing. It took a while and we chatted a bit. If I'd known you would disappear before I got to see you again, I wouldn't have let you walk away. I was trying to play it cool, but you're the most ridiculously gorgeous woman I've ever met. Let's go to another concert soon.
All right, this sounds, you kind of summed it up. Like, there's a lot there, and I hope that we can turn around and find this person for you at the Tabernacle Bar in Atlanta, Georgia. And yeah, I don't think there's much more you could have added to this. So great post. Thank you so much. And let's move on to Letters Never Sent.
I pray you never read this, Xyz. I've known hardships throughout my life, dealt with trauma and drama starting way too young, and I've always taken pride in coming out the other side of things emotionally balanced and level. But losing your love and your friendship has been the absolute hardest, humbling, and impossible thing I've dealt with. I don't even want to type this to you because I know how selfish it is for me to do. The agony of needing to scream out how I feel before it completely eats me alive and loving and respecting you so much that I refuse to do anything that could make your day even remotely less than has been a constant war for almost a year now. I've taken some form of solace in the fact that I haven't sent anything, because I know I'm selfish and refusing to give in to that makes me hope that I've at least taken something positive from everything. So I typed this knowing if you ever read it, it was because I was selfish. But I can only hope that continuing to type this and sending it out into the void will somehow help me find some semblance of peace or closure or something. And that even if I can never say this to you directly, it being said at all will do something for you. I'm so sorry. In our years together, I never lied about how I felt about you and for you, not once. You were my best friend from the moment we met, and I still defy anyone who has ever rooted for you more than I did, and do still. Which makes it that much worse that I couldn't be, and couldn't give you what you needed and what you've always deserved. Because when it all comes down to it, it's my fault for not trying more, not giving more, for failing the promises I made to you. I always have said that I never really had regrets through life, because everything I'd done I grew from and had led me to be the person I am. But when I told you that losing you would be the biggest regret in my life, I want you to know that that is absolutely the truth. Every time I try to sort through the magenta feelings I've had since things ended, it's a constant loop of remembering every little thing about you that makes you the most special person I've ever met. Excitement about the little things in life, a good plate of food, finding a rock on the beach, reading a great book, finding cool earrings, and countless others. The smallest of things that brought a smile to your face and a laugh to your lips, or a happy dance to your feet. I couldn't even type that without crying and being taken back to every moment that brought you joy and the feeling of warmth and joy it gave me to see you happy. And then the loop hits the other end, and I relive the memories of not being what you deserved, not trying harder, and taking you for granted. And it's been that constant series of emotion for almost a year now. The love in my heart for you having never diminished at all. And if anything, still somehow growing, while acknowledging and coming to terms with us not being in each other's lives at all now. I've had breakups, I've lost loved ones, and know that pain and emptiness that comes with those things, but this has been different. Because you are different and special. Not just because I see you and feel that way, but because that is genuinely the truth. I'm so sorry I ever hurt you, caused you pain, and at any point made you feel anything less than. Just please be happy. Be you.
All right, so that's on the Reddit, and letters never sent or unsent letters, whatever the case may be, I'm not sure. That was extremely beautifully written, and I can appreciate that. And again, I say it before, I have plenty of unsent letters and diary notes and how I've missed people, so I'm happy that you got it out for you. So on that note, let's go to my favorite section again, another misconnection.
Missed connection at Ferris Trussville? Posted July 31st, 2025. Reddit Birmingham. Alabama worth a shot. Sasensu, me. Plain black t-shirt, glasses, large septum piercing, headband, handsome, hopefully, bigger dude. I sat alone and ate lunch at the bar around 12:45 today. You. With a group of friends, long blonde hair, glasses, totally gorgeous. Toddler amongst the group that you were with? Possibly your child? Not sure. We definitely locked eyes on my way out, but I didn't want to be a weirdo and hit on you while you're at lunch. Or ogle you and drool. While you're at lunch, with friends. And a toddler. That one look could turn into a lifetime of lunches at Ferris. Nah, but for you were stunning. It'd be rad to like fall in love or something.
All right, so that was beautifully written. As you can see, that was posted in Reddit. So does that sound like anybody you know? Group of people at lunch, one of you had a toddler or two? That's what this guy is saying. So again, a lot of detail. It sounds great. So anybody, Alabama, that area, let's turn around and share this. And before we go, let's do one more in Washington State, Frisbee Park Trail.
Missed connection
Beautiful
at
lady
Ferris
riding her
Trussville.
bike at Frisbee
Posted
Park
July
in
31st,
Cedro Woolly.
2020.
Oops, I'm so sorry about that. That was a mistake on my fault. I apologize. Let's try this one again. Here we go.
Beautiful lady riding her bike at Frisbee Park in Cedro Woolly. Posted August 1st, 2025. Cedro Woolly, Washington. We passed on the trail and smiled at each other, but we were both moving at workout speed. I was going downhill and you were off the seat and climbing by the time I decided to turn around and go catch you. You were gone. I'm sure you had a flat earth shirt on. You are truly my dream girl. Look for me on the trail or get back to me here.
All right. So again, that is on Craigslist. Not sure if it's still there. I didn't find it last time I looked. That was posted, I believe, on Friday over the weekend. So either or, let's turn around, see if we can go out there and make some misconnections. Anybody wants to turn around and send us your information, like an email or two, let's turn around. If you want me to feature one of these Reddit or Craigslist posts, do me a favor, just turn around and email helpmemissme@gmail.com. And I look forward to getting any emails you got on the next one. I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Bye now.